We live in a world, and sadly, sometimes a church culture that is obsessed with the package. We look for the young, the energetic, the ones with the new ideas. And if you don't fit into that package, that mold, you get left off the list. And when it was time to anoint the king, his father Jesse brought out all the brothers who looked the part. He paraded all the tall ones, the strong ones, the relevant ones. He literally left out David out in the field because he didn't think David had anything to offer. But look at what God did. Think about David. When the prophet Samuel came to anoint the next king of Israel, David's own father didn't invite him to the lineup. Jesse brought out all the strong and handsome older sons and left David out in the sheep pasture. He was literally out of sight, out of mind. But God said in 1 Samuel 16:7, people look on the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. While David was hidden in that field, unnoticed by his family, he wasn't just killing time. He was killing lions and bears. He was writing the Psalms. God was building a king in the quiet. And I want to have a real talk for a moment because I know some of you are thinking, Annette, it's not just that I feel hidden, it's that I feel displaced. I don't know what it's like. I know what it's like. You retire from a job and suddenly the phone stops ringing and your children are grown. They're living states away, busy with their lives. And you go to church and the music might be just a little too loud and the lights are dark and everything seems geared toward the youth. You look around the sanctuary and think, is there even a place for me anymore? Do they even need me here? And physically, maybe your knees just ache when you stand for too long and you can't bring the casserole to the potluck like you used to because you can't lift that heavy dish. It is easy to feel like a broken vessel, but I want to give you 3 scriptures that anchor us when the world feels a little too fast and too loud. 2 Corinthians 4:16 first, for the woman who is frustrated with her aging body. 2 Corinthians 4:16 says, therefore we do not lose heart. Though outwardly we are wasting away, yet inwardly we are being renewed day by day. Society worships the container, but God worships the content inside. As your physical body slows down, your spirit is meant to speed up. You're shedding the distractions of physical strength to gain the weight of spiritual authority. You aren't breaking down, you're breaking through into a deeper level of spirit that a 20-year-old just can't access yet. Second, for the woman who feels out of place at church with the loud music and the new programs, Psalms 92:14 promises that the righteous will bear fruit in their old age. They will stay fresh and green. So listen to me. The church needs mothers and aunts. Young people have energy, but they lack years of wisdom. They have passion, but they may lack peace. And when you sit in that pew, you are not a spectator, you're a pillar. You are stability in the room. When the music is loud and the emotions are high, your quiet, steady presence brings the peace of God into that room. You don't have to run the programs to shift the atmosphere. Lamentations 2:19 and Job 1:5 talks about finally for the empty nester whose house feels too quiet. The Old Testament, the high priest went into the Holy of Holies alone to speak to God on behalf of the people. Your home is no longer a nursery. It is now a sanctuary. Your children may be far away, but there is no distance in the spirit. So when you pray for them in your quiet living room, you are fighting battles for them in California, in New York, wherever they are. Job rose early to offer sacrifices for his children. That's our job now. You aren't unemployed, you are fully employed by heaven as an intercessor for your family. So, no, you cannot do what you used to do, but you are not called to do what you used to do. You're called to be a sage, a matriarch, a warrior in the spirit. The world chases youth, but the kingdom honors elders. So hold your head high. You have graduated to the weighty things of God. And if you're in a hidden season, God isn't ignoring you. He's preparing you. He's deepening your character in a way that public praise never could. Now, let's talk about my favorite undercover agent in the Bible. Her name was Anna. Meet her in Luke chapter 2. She was a widow, 84 years old. In that culture, an elderly widow was the definition of invisible. She had no husband to speak for her, no social standing, but the Bible says she never left the temple. She served God with fasting and prayers night and day. And while the politicians were arguing and the soldiers were marching, this 84-year-old woman was holding down the spiritual fort. And guess what? When Mary and Joseph brought baby Jesus to the temple, who recognized him first? Not the high priest. No, not the king. It was Anna, because she had spent her time being hidden with God. She saw what the rest of the world missed. You might not be running the meeting anymore. You might not be the CEO. Power to see what others miss? Isaiah 62:6 says, I have posted watchmen on the walls. O Jerusalem, they will never be silent day or night. Well, that's us. That's you and me. We are the watchmen on the wall for our lineage. While your children are busy running the world, we are the ones securing the perimeter in the spirit. We are covering them when they don't even know they need the covering. So, here is my question for you this week. I'm staring at the wall of my limitations, or am I standing on the wall of my calling? Don't focus on what you can't do physically. Focus on what you must do spiritually. This week, start a watchman's log. When you wake up at 3 a.m., don't lie there and worry. Assume that you've been clocked in for your shift. God woke you up because there is something on the radar. Turn your worry into watch. You aren't retired, you're redeployed. You're not invisible, you're hidden. And there is a mighty difference. I'll see you on the wall. God bless you. Remember, because He lives, it does change everything.